How is it going, boys and girls? Welcome back to Key West Waterman. What's so funny, Kelly? My name is Aaron Young. Look who I have.
Hello, boys
You
and
know
girls.
this.
I'm famous.
You got Gavin, you've met Gavin. And if you watch YouTube, you know Kelly Young.
My name is Kelly Young.
My name is Kelly Young. It is grouper season opener. We are out here on our first spot, about to get suited up. There probably won't be a ton of talking today. Today's name of the game is we're going to harvest fish for the market. We're going to sell some fish to the market. Today, grouper season opens up down here in the Florida Keys. It is a national holiday for us. So we're about to get suited up. We just pulled up on the first spot we're in. I'll show you 60-ish. We're on a roll off. It goes from over here like 40 down to about 70. So we're just on the face. And something very exciting I'm going to share, and I'll give you all the details at the end. Hopefully, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Hopefully, if we harvest some fish today, I have worked something out with one of the local markets in Key West, and you guys will be able to order the fish I speared directly to your home. So I thought that was pretty cool. But again, if you're interested in that, and I don't want to get ahead of myself, hopefully we shoot enough fish to sell. I'll have all that info towards the end of the video, but enough talking. We're going to get suited up and hop in the water. It looks primo. It's like the Bahamas. You can see actually you may not be able to see it. It's sand right here and reef right here. That's how clear it is. You can see to the bottom in 70. Let's hop in. Goodness. Welcome back underwater, everybody. As always, I do appreciate you tuning in. We're going to talk about some of these dives. Kind of a roller coaster of a day. But I really had a good time. I know sometimes I come off a little complainy, but if it were up to me, I wouldn't narrate these. I would just let these roll, but I know a lot of you guys like the explanation, so just remember, I'm not complaining, I'm just explaining what's going through my head, what's going on, why I make certain decisions. Yeah, let's dive in. Thought that turtle was gonna take a piece off me. So this is my very first drop. Just heading down, kind of scanning around, see what's going on. A lot of times you can, when it's this clear, you can see the fish from the surface, but sometimes you won't see them until you get down there, so you never know. But as you can see, it was just unbelievably clear. Lots of bait, lots of life, just not a whole lot of what we were looking for. Mainly targeting black groupers. They pull the best price at the market, but you will take what you can get most days. Snappers are a few dollars less a pound than the groupers are, so you prefer the groupers if you can help it, but just unbelievable water. You can see a little Cubera snapper there checking me out. He was legal. I don't like to shoot those very often. You don't see a ton of them. Some days this spot, I actually dove this spot into last year. I have a video on it, and it was one of the spots we saw, I mean, 6, 8, even more black groupers, and couldn't get to them, so just makes you wonder. I know fish swim around. They move quite a bit, so it's wild that you can one day see that many and the next you don't see nothing. Scanning around, and this really nice mutton comes in. The sand's about 80, so I'm somewhere around 62 feet when I take this shot. I got that stone shot that I like. You can see a black grouper here on its way out. There was a few clips I cut out. You see them just out off in the distance. You couldn't close the gap for whatever reason. They weren't having it. Like I said, nice and clear. They're very aware of what you're up to. There's another one there below me. I think it was about 3 spots in. We started to see a few groupers, and just couldn't get to them. Some of them were very, very sketchy. Which, you know, after a certain point, you dive the same areas, they get smart. Fish aren't dumb. So we did a decent amount of third-person filming this day. My buddy Gavin helped me with that, just to give you guys a different perspective. Kind of see my entry, my drop, the stalking process. See a grouper there off in the distance, took off. There's another one here poking out under this ledge. Just kind of sinking into it, using my fins to steer myself, and right when I was lining up, it spooked. It comes over the backside. Just couldn't get the shot I wanted. Just a little shifty. That's why they like this bottom. There's so many hiding spots. And I'm anticipating it's going to come out the back, but it didn't end up doing it, and I wasn't able to get a shot on that one. We are on the struggle bus. Yep. One mutton. Seen some nice black groupers. It's just the water's really clear. The ones I have seen are staying out in the way. I don't know. Sometimes that's how it goes. But
have faith, buddy.
We're on a new spot. We're gonna hop in and check it out. We've not given up. What do we hit? 3 spots? 3 spots, no grouper. But it'll turn around. We always find them. So as I said, the day started slow. We were seeing fish, they were out and away, and you just couldn't close the gap. You could see this water was a little more hazy. I think this was probably the 4th spot of the day. Just dropping and scanning as usual. So when I'm scanning, I stay up quite a ways. You can see there's a Goliath grouper. I stay 15 feet off the bottom, ish. That way if I see something, I just lean into it. You can see there's a grouper tail sticking out behind this rock, and been so long since I shot one, and I couldn't get a good size just from seeing the tail, so I was a little hesitant, and I come around and still not positive. And you see I hesitate and wait till it turns, and once I see the whole fish, I realize, okay, this thing's legal. So I take my shot. Good holding shot. I can see the flopper went all the way through. Try to get the fish up to me to avoid the predators. You drag a fish to the surface and leave it away from you. It's sitting there flopping. You're just asking for trouble. First grouper of the day. We're on the board, plugging along. Some days it's just slow. It's funny because I scouted some of these spots a couple weeks ago and they were stacked with grouper, but conditions change, things change, fish move a lot, so we're still plugging along. Just gonna make us work for them a little bit, gonna get these buried, and we're on to the next spot.
All right, got it. This is on. Oh God, it's a grouper.
As you can see, this spot was stacked, and I don't know, the water being so clear, the shark was just eyeballing me. And I normally would take this shot. It's just the older I get, the less risk I'm willing to take, and I just wasn't convinced on it. Didn't have a great breath hold, and I really didn't want to push it. I was asking for trouble there, shooting that fish in front of that shark. I've done it before, but being that close, a lot of times you're gonna have an issue. There's like 6 or 7 of them. That lemon shark was just following me, and he literally was eyeballing me, waiting for me to pull the trigger. This is me filming Gavin from the surface. I believe the sand was probably about 75-ish. The top of the rocks maybe 69, 70. Just crazy how clear it was, hard to believe. It's not like this every day. I know they show it on the postcards, but it's not always this clear. Rarely, actually. Nice fish. The Gavmeister.
Good job.
I just didn't want that lemon coming back.
I didn't want to go into the rock. It's deep.
Yeah, it's deep.
Yeah.
And it's deeper.
Not let him go back in. That
It's
fish.
deeper than I thought.
70.
That's a good fish, man.
Yeah.
Good work.
Nice one.
Making us work for it, I suppose. A bunch of them on that spot. I mean, first drop, I think there was at least probably 6 of them, maybe more. So the only trouble with finding that many grouper, you know, you land on 6, 8 of them, 10 of them, sometimes more. You can only pull a couple off before they get wise and start taking off. If you pay attention here, you'll see a couple off in the distance squirming away. This is that same spot, really thick, what I call Swiss cheese bottom. It's like just potholes and cracks and lots of hiding spots. They really, really love this bottom if you can find it, but they are hard to hunt when they have this much area to elude you. That's just a waste of energy. They're up to us.
What?
I said that's just a waste of energy. They're onto us, rather. They know what we're doing. We're gonna move. So this is a new spot, first drop. I tuck my head probably, I don't know, the first 30 or 40 feet, depending on the depth, and I'll pull it so I can kind of scan and acquire a target. And I see a fish that I like that's sitting still, then I'll just use my fins and kind of steer, sink into it, try and be as mellow as I can. And this fish, I line up perfect on it, perfect stone shot, and the second simultaneously I pull the trigger, it twitches forward. And I hit it right in the fillet. It's not a huge deal. Obviously you prefer a headshot fish. You didn't damage any of the meat, but as long as it's not a huge gash or hole that the fish tore out and really ruined a lot of the fillet, not a huge deal. They'll still buy it just the same.
Oh, no.
You rock him?
He's just inside a rock.
Oh, Gavin.
Just inside of it, I know.
So what happened there, Gavin shot a grouper, got rocked up. Not a huge deal, but you ideally you try to avoid that because it's just one extra trip you have to make it down there and you're not spearing another fish. So it's just extra energy, and if they get really stuck, it takes quite a few dives. It's a good shot. It's a good shot. It's a good shot. So-so.
You'll see the shaft sticking out. I stopped going like all the way in.
So we try to work together in this scenario. I gather information. How was the shot? How's the fish located? Just try and gather as much as I can. That way when I'm going down there, I know kind of what to look for, what to expect. So I'm getting my breath, trying to get a good breath because I know I'm going to have to wrestle a fish down deep. And I think the spot was around 75 or so. And I'm breathing up with my eyes closed, and I didn't realize it. Gavin's fish came out. He started pulling on it, and it actually came out of the hole. And my eyes were completely closed, and I didn't even realize it till it was like halfway up the water column. So I noticed it, swim down just to double check the shot and try to avoid any sharks. And I can see the shot's pretty thin, didn't go all the way through. I don't see the flopper, so I want to put a second shot in it and just make sure we secure it. I can see that flopper doing floppery things.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I guess Gavin just got super lucky.
I literally just pulled it out of the fish.
What just happened?
It was just literally the flopper was literally just going, like the flopper was holding on. I got lucky, dude.
He was hanging out by skin.
I'll tell you, I got lucky.
Oh my god. Wait, did it go through or it? What?
It was hanging
I got
out
lucky.
here, like this.
I got super lucky.
Oh my gosh.
I'd rather be lucky than good any day. Luck always wins.
I was in the boat and all I see is Dips go, oh! And then he just took it. Oh, hammerhead right here. Big hammer on the surface.
Coming up behind Aaron.
All right, he just booked it to this way. He's in front of the boat. And he's coming at you.
Right up at you.
Look at him. You can see the sandy color on the surface. Dun it, dun it.
Got it. No, my eyes were closed and I was breathing up because I was gonna go try and retrieve it.
Yeah, I started just pulling.
My eyes were completely closed and I opened them and the fish is halfway up the waterfall.
I got lucky. I got super deep. I told you he was barely in there. I just kept pressure on him. He kept fighting and he just ended up squirming out. Lucky.
Another nice grouper, ninja grouper. Lined up, perfect shot, and this thing jumps the string. So impressive. Lined up, perfect headshot, and the second I pull the trigger. Turns and he gone. A little bit more third person action on this one. I didn't tuck my head because there was actually groupers coming up trying to eat the yellowtails. And I probably should have tried to plug one on the way down. It was just they're swimming down and away and I really hate that shot. You can see there's a few targets here and I'm getting a little bit of puppy fever trying to decide which one to go after. And I line up and take a shot and hit it fairly good. It just was able to wrap it under that rock and it got leverage on it and it tore out. I really hate that when I tear out. Just it doesn't happen very often, but sometimes it's the reality of it, unfortunately.
Day 47.
Day 47. Feels like it. We're plugging along. We found the fish. They're just a little spooky and I quite honestly dropped the ball. And I'm getting in my head again. Had one bad shot and I let it get to me. Intrusive thoughts. But we're getting there. We've got expenses covered and I'm out here diving. I'm having a good time.
You had like 2
It's about 2 o'clock, so we're gonna keep plugging along. I think we've got 5 or 6 groupers and a couple mutton snappers, but we're in the green as far as expenses go. We've got expenses covered. We're gonna keep plugging along. Why'd you guys stop talking? Were you talking about me?
Yeah, we're talking about
We're talking poopy.
Talking poopy. On to the next. This is our next spot. Just a smidge deeper. Give it a peek.
Alright, this is the one.
You can just see the amount of life on this spot. So impressive. Little deeper. The boat slid or shifted a little once we anchored and set, and it was a little deeper than the sounder showed when I got my hands down in the sand. It was 78, I believe, to the sand. You can see a really nice grouper on the drop. Not a whole lot going on, so I'm trying to just focus on just this one fish. I tend to get a little greedy and I'm looking around, looking for something better. Really nice fish. Just kind of lean into it, drift, and take a shot. And right when I took the shot, I knew it was a little thin. Normally I would try to stop this fish, put the brakes on it so it didn't get rocked up, but I wasn't super confident in the shot. I didn't think it went all the way through. And you could see it got up in a rock pretty good. Not what you want at 78 feet. But I had a suspicion that if I would have put the brakes on that fish and really tried to stop it from rocking up, it would have torn out. And after that last tear out, I really did not want to do that. I'm gonna go try and cut his throat is sticking up. I'm gonna try and cut it to kill him. Yeah. I didn't see it. Yeah, I know where he's at. I know that sounds a little gruesome. I just want to dispatch the fish. I have a shaft in it. It's down there, suffering. I want to go down there and try and dispatch it as quickly as I can so the fish isn't suffering. I know that sounded a little, like I said, gruesome, but that's the thought process. And not only that, you don't want the fish down there struggling, attracting more predators. So just trying to gather myself. These return trips can be tough. Your heart rate's elevated after the shot. It can be really hard to calm down and just quite honestly do a drop knowing there's a fish on the line. So get down here, all the commotion, already got a predator. There's a lemon shark cruising around. And how the fish sat, I could tell I could probably get my hands on at least the throat to bleed it, but I was able to get my hands near the head. You can see it went kind of crazy, but luckily I got my hands on the head, able to put a knife in the brain and dispatch it. That way, again, it's not suffering, not thrashing, creating more commotion. Lemon shark was definitely curious. But just a quick trip to handle that and then come back and reassess and try and pull that thing out. Spicy lemon. All right, the fish is brained. No, he's completely dead. I brained him. I just got to get the shaft out. I'm probably gonna cut once I.
Yeah, if you cut line there, you got to put a second shot because you don't get in the same dive.
No, I'm saying once I have him out of the hole, I'm gonna swim over and cut the line.
Okay.
So I'm constantly looking at my watch because it tells me all the information from my dive. You can see bottom left, last dive, 78 feet. A minute 6 is the bottom right, and then that big number is my surface interval. And that's how long I've been on the surface, breathing up. So again, taking my time, trying to just get as cool, calm, collect as I can. And I actually cut one drop out where I couldn't locate the fish. The shark stirred it up so much I couldn't see anything. So I came back up, took a nice long breathe up. That's why it was 5 minutes on the surface. Normally I do about, for deeper dives, I try to do 2.5 minutes or so. Sometimes 3 minutes. Another nice grouper taking off right there. You see it headed out. I get down, fish is dispatched, 78 feet to the sand. I'm just trying to work this thing out of here. I thought the shaft was actually under a rock, so I was going to have to cut it, but I was able to get it out without having to cut it. Gavin actually followed, you can't see him, he actually followed me down on this one because that lemon shark was so frisky, just to make sure it wasn't going to come grab me when I was fighting the fish. And was able to retrieve it. It was a really, really nice grouper. I think it ended up being actually the biggest of the day. You good? Yep. I am done at that depth. I knew when I hit him it was thin. That one I had to work for. Shot it a little thin and it ran into a hole, obviously. Had to work for that. Not what you want to do late in the day, 78 feet. Actually not a bad one. We are getting there. We've got enough for the market, that's for sure. We are gonna hit one more spot. Uno más. We're pooped. It's 3:30. We've got a decent cooler of fish. You know, we're not breaking any records, but plenty to sell. But we're just tired. 3:30 math. We started at 7. It's 3:30. How many hours is that?
7.
8.5? I don't know.
8-ish?
We're pooped. 8-ish. We've got 7,
No
8.5, and
2
8.
plus 2 is 5.
Anyways, long story short, we're pooped. This is our last spot. Little roll off.
Yeah, about 8.
That's what we're looking at. Last 2 spots of the day, didn't see a single grouper. Some yellowtails, really no mangroves or anything. It was really hit or miss this day. It was either the spot was on fire or it was completely dead. You can see a big Goliath grouper there. They are restricted. You're not allowed to harvest them. Protected species. But stay tuned if you want to eat some of this grouper that we speared. I'll give you more info. Not the quantities we're used to seeing during May 1st, but we definitely had our opportunities. We saw a lot of grouper, just isolated. A lot of spots were empty, and then we had some spots you had 6, 7, 8 fish. Just dropped the ball a couple times, but all in all, a great day. I had an awesome time. Thanks for coming, guys and girls. Boys and girls.
Boys and girls.
But yeah, we're done, and we're gonna head back. We'll get these to the market, show you how we divvy them up and sell them, and if you are interested in eating some of this fish, you can have it shipped directly to your door, and I'll give you some more information on that. But yes, we are done. We're headed back. We'll see you at the market.
Wait,
You can start unloading
ready?
these. Yeah.
You ready?
Show everybody.
All right, y'all. Unfortunately, I didn't shoot a black grouper today, but that is okay because I will shoot a black grouper in the future. However, hold on. I did happen to unicorn shoot this nice red grouper.
Crushed it.
Yep.
So we are here at Keys Fresh Seafood Market. We're going to unload all these fish, show you how we weigh them, just by species, divvy them up. and I'll tell you how to get some to your house. You start throwing them in. That's a tank.
This is a stud.
You can start throwing them in the thingies there, and
Listen.
the totes. You're on the clock,
I
Kelly.
wanna
You're
show
working.
you-
What are you doing?
Oh, I just want to show them real quick of my mutton that ripped off today.
It looked just like that one.
It did. It was actually maybe a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, where do we put them in these bins?
Yeah, do muttons in one, and then muttons in red in one. There's only like 3, and then the blacks in the other.
Yep. All right. My hand's dirty. So now I'm the chosen one.
Man, this is nice having a deckhand. So anytime I do any type of commercial fishing or diving or anything like that, this is where I sell my fish. And what we do is we weigh them individually by species. We got mud snapper. 17.9. Red grouper. 7 on the nose. Kelly, what's your guess? Total.
All of it? Total? Wait, can I pick it up?
Just don't flip with your
Okay.
jerking, tearing motion with your lower back.
112.
Wish.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, actually, can I change it? All right. 91.
Ooh.
Still high?
Yeah, it's a little high, but I'm gonna go with 81. And that's still high.
67.
Yeah. No, it's like low 70s. I'm being optimistic though. I'm starting with Kelly's 100.
No, I said 91. 91. We got over here.
Look out. 90.3. Technically, Price is Right rules.
Wait.
You went over, so you lost.
Wait, how much did we leave?
90.3.
No, not.
You went over. It's Price is Right rules. I'm sorry. We have 90 pounds of black grouper.
Y'all
That's
underestimated
actually.
yourself.
I'm not gonna lie. That was actually better than I thought we did. I thought we had like 60. 90.3. They are packing our fish away. I'm gonna step away just because it's kind of noisy over there. So what we did, I got with Keys Fresh. These are actually all friends of mine, the owners. They are fishermen who got tired of paying or doing all the work and making a little bit of the pay. They've been commercial fishermen for pretty much their entire lives down here. They all got together and started their own market. So that's what this is, Keys Fresh Seafood Market. It's owned and operated by fishermen. They own everything from the hooks all the way to the plates. And I think that's really cool. There's something to be said about that. They can really take care in their product. But what we did was I got with them. We've been trying to work this out for a little bit of time, and I've had a lot of you guys ask, how can we eat some of your fish? And this is it. So sold them my fish. We created a unique code for keysfreshseafood.com. You can go there straight away and browse and buy stuff. It just won't be from me, which is fine. It's still quality fish. But if you want to eat fish we actually speared today, pin comment or in the description. It's a unique code, and it'll take you straight to the site, and it'll be able to track that it came from my YouTube channel, so they know which fish to ship you. So we've got mutton snapper, 1 red grouper, and plenty of black grouper. I'd really be surprised if you guys ate all that. There's a ton of black grouper in there, but I thought that was pretty neat. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Again, Keys Fresh Seafood. And oh, something else, they have stone crab season just ended, and they're one of the last or few places that still brings Key West pinks in to Key West, which is pretty neat. And Key West pinks, if you haven't had them, are unbelievable. So while you put an order in, save on shipping, throw some Key West pinks and stone crabs in there as well. And we got all these fish sold. Once I get the numbers back to check back, we'll do the commercial breakdown that we normally do. And I will see you guys in a bit. And we are back with some commercial numbers. Something I wanted to mention before we go over these. If you're interested in buying fish regularly, having it shipped, follow me on Instagram, because anytime I go out commercially and harvest fish and sell it to the market, I post on Instagram live as it's happening, so you can be one of the first ones to get it. Make sure it's good and fresh. But yeah, follow me on Instagram, Key West Waterman. But we had for the day total, all in all, about 115-ish pounds of fish. Total sale of about $700 after gas, bait, and all expenses involved. A couple bent shafts. The boat walked with about 400 bucks. So pretty good day. Had a blast spearfishing, made a video, got to hang out with my friends. So I have no complaints, but that is all I have for this one. If you guys have any questions, I will do my best to get to them. Again, if you want to eat some fresh fish that we speared, go over to that link in the description or in a pinned comment. Big thanks to Keys Fresh for working with me on this. I think it's pretty cool. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. But again, that's all I have, and I will see you on the next one. Later.